Imagine if we have to live without electricity for 15 years, what would our life be like? Will we humans be able to survive without electricity or will we die? Let's find out. The story begins in Chicago in the old days where all humans had electricity. Here we see a girl named Charlie who was watching cartoons. Her younger brother Danny was playing games on the iPad and their mom Rachel was talking to someone on the phone. Then her husband Bane comes home in a panic and tells them that they don't have much time. Richard asks him, "What are you talking about?" Suddenly the lights start blinking in Bane's house and some files start downloading in his laptop, which get downloaded 100% in the next second. After which he takes out the USB from his laptop and starts plugging it in a metal locket. On the other hand, Miles and his friend come out of their car on the highway, where there was a line of vehicles stopped behind them, whose headlights were also turning off automatically one after the other. There were also planes in the sky. Crashes started happening here and there, transformers started bursting on the ground and even the village tower was completely destroyed. After this, we see the Earth from space where electricity was slowly disappearing from the Earth. Darkness was spreading from its north to east and south and there was such an atmosphere all around that it was like a candlelight dinner. But for today's generation, that is, the people, not having internet means the doomsday. After this, we are told a story from which we come to know that it has been more than 15 years since the blackout. After the blackout, electricity did not come back due to which all the things running on electricity became useless. Even people's car engines, jet airlines and small batteries also got completely damaged. Due to all these things, everyone's condition worsened on a large scale. There were diseases but medicines were not available. There was a fire but there were no fire-extinguishing vehicles. There was nothing to eat in the factory and everyone was fighting with their hands. After which the fire started falling and the militia started attacking. After the blackout, the United States was divided into 6 parts, which were the Monroe Republic, Georgia Federation, Plans Nation, Texas, California Commonwealth and the rest was barren land. Seeing the condition of all these cities, most of the people had shifted from here to somewhere else. Jim also had a sister and her family because they started living in the village area there. The Monroe Republic was a peaceful colony where about 100 people settled. Here we come to know that Jim's wife had died a few years ago and now he was dating a British medical doctor Maggie. His children Danny and Charlie have also grown up, but Danny likes to live alone because he is suffering from asthma. One day Charlie goes to the forest with his brother where they see an ambulance van. Charlie goes inside it and there he finds a mini fridge, seeing which he starts remembering his childhood when after the blackout, his mother and grandfather gave him that melted ice cream because it was his last ice cream of the time. One day when Charlie was roaming around in the forest like every day he got tired of walking. When the bandit goes to impose the ban, the Monroe Militia, which is the military force of the Monitor Republic, speaks as soon as they enter the colony. There was a tattoo on the wrist of the bandit, which was the symbol of the members of the Monroe Republic, by which they could be identified. 314. Now, since this is the time of the segment of the Bandit Republic, it is their responsibility to give their decisions in the form of tax to all the people living there. However, Bandit knows that this is much more than a tax. Bandit feels that something bad is going to happen to them, so he goes to his best friend Aaron and gives him the locket in which Bandit had inserted the USB at the beginning of the movie. Bandit tells Aaron that no matter what happens, you should not let anything happen to this locket. Captain Major Tomabil of the militia group reaches there and asks Bandit to come with him. He asks him about his brother Miles, to which Bandit says that he has not met Mike for the last 15 years. Everyone present there watches in fear. The group starts taking their steps back when suddenly Danny comes there and points a crossbow at them. Huey threatens to take his grandfather away and tries to pacify the sisters but it is of no use and he opens fire on them, killing an enemy present there. Seeing this, everyone starts attacking the militia but they are no match for them in this fight and many people are killed by the military in which Tom and the rest are left but the militia had taken Rose captive. After some time, when Charlie comes back to her house, she finds her grandfather soaked in blood where he is taking his last breaths. He tells her that the militia has kidnapped Danny and now their last hope is only Miles who is living somewhere in Chicago. Charlie tries to save her grandfather while crying but before dying, the sister asks her to find Uncle Miles, after which she dies. Charlie was completely shattered by the death of her grandfather, but she did not have time to mourn. She packs her things and gets ready to go out alone, but Maggie and Aaron do not let her go alone. After which he himself agrees to go with her, which Charlie does not like at all. After this, the three travel through dangerous paths for the whole day, which strengthens the bond between the three. The next day when Charlie goes to the waterfall to get water, she sees a boy named Nick, seeing whom she stops there. Now because the whole world had gone into blackout, since then every person was considered a threat at first sight. Even for a girl like Charlie, many things are on her mind, but luckily Nick just asks her name and lets her go. That night, Charlie and his friends find a broken plane in which they plan to spend the night, but unfortunately it was the hideout of the scavengers group, where thieves come here after seeing them, and one of them takes Charlie away from them at knife point. Maggie feels some danger here, then she uses her sharp mind and makes them drink whiskey, immediately after which they vomit and die, while on the other hand the last thief tries to kill Charlie. Then suddenly Nate goes there and saves him. Next morning Nate goes with the three of them because it is revealed here that he is going to chica with them. Maggie gets confused seeing him in her team because Nate was a complete stranger to her, so she warns Charlie that he should not trust anyone like that, but after some time she remembers that not everyone is bad, so now she had no problem with Nate. In the next scene, when Major Tom and his army were resting, Danny takes advantage of this and tries to escape from there and opens the lock of the handcuffs and runs away, but after running for some distance, he gets an asthma attack and falls near a house and becomes unconscious. After a few hours, when he opens his eyes, he sees a girl in front of him with a gun on him. The girl introduces herself as Grace and asks him where he has come from, to which Danny tells that some people had kidnapped him, from whom he escaped, and he has come here. Hearing this, the girl puts down the gun, after which she gives him an asthma bomb and tells him that this is of her dead son. After this, we see the group of four who finally reach Chicago, which is in the Republic of Mud. It is worth seeing here that the Regalified is completely covered with these plants. It is filled with fishermen, and vehicles like Focus Oven Beetle have been converted into horse carriages. After getting the information from the bank, they all reach a hotel and ask the bartender about Miles. At first, the bartender denies knowing anyone named Miles, but when Charlie tells him about her grandfather who died recently, he tells that he himself is Miles, but he asks them to keep his identity hidden. After some time, Miles takes his niece inside and talks to her privately, where Charlie tells how the militia brutally killed her grandfather and kidnapped Danny and took him with them, after which Charlie asks him why they are after our family, to which Miles says that sister must have seen him at some place near the playground. He says that Monroe Republic leader General Monroe was a dictator who wanted to take over the whole country and the whole world, but for that he needed some weapons like fighter planes, tanks, and even nuclear bombs, and because Bun was the only person who knew why the blackout happened, and Bun was confident that he could deal with it. After hearing all this, Charlie becomes more worried about her brother Nick and asks her uncle to help her, but surprisingly he refuses to help her because he believed that this work is very risky and she is not capable of doing this work, due to which Charlie gets angry and gets ready to go back to her group. Seeing her upset, Nate goes to Miles to fight, but then Miles holds Nate's hand and lifts it, where it is revealed that Nate is also a member of Monromidia and he wanted to reach Miles along with Charlie and his friends. Everyone is surprised to know this, but before they could do anything, Nate runs away from there. Now, despite the militia knowing their location, Miles refuses to leave the place because he believed that he alone can face the whole army. Miles and the rest of the people are also ready to help Miles, but Miles shouts at them in anger and asks them to go away from here. After some time, Nate comes to fight Miles with a lot of army men, but despite having so many soldiers, Miles fights everyone very cleanly using swords and kills everyone one by one, after which Charlie and his friends come back there and join the fight with Miles. Meanwhile, a man from the military tries to kill Charlie, but suddenly Nate comes and kills that man. After a while, Miles ends the fight by killing the captain of the militia, after which he leaves with Charlie and the others to find Danny, hearing which everyone is very happy. After some time, Miles suddenly remembers a flashback of his blackout deck, and from here the scene goes into flashback, where after the whole world suddenly gets dark, he comes out of the car with his friend and goes to the Marine Corps base with his friend, where we come to know that both of them are Marine police. Here to go inside they see the tattoo of the name M made on his hand, which shows that Miles' friend whose name is Tion Monroe, and he is also the leader of the Monitor Republic at this time. On the other hand, Major Tom and his men reach Grace's house following Danny's footprints. Grace tries to save Danny, but as soon as Tom threatens to kill her, she backs off and Tom enters her house and catches Danny. After they leave, Grace secretly goes to the basement and takes out a locket which was exactly like Aaron's locket. As soon as she presses it, suddenly the bulb in the room turns on. After this, Grace puts that locket in the computer and starts chatting with someone. On the other hand, the person who was chatting with Grace was very happy that the militia knows about their hidden secret. 1056. I did not know that in the present Miles keeps the group as his companions, who is looking for an old companion of his named Nora, who is an expert in making explosives. Miles tells Charlie that if they have to save Danny, then they will need a fast fighter like Nora. Here suddenly some enemies attack them in the tower, but this time also Miles defeats them all. Then he catches a man and chokes him and asks for Nora's location. Here we come to know that Nork has also been caught by the militia and at present she is living as a servant in the military. At night Miles decides to go out alone, saying that going there is not free from danger, after which he gets ready and tells the rest of the group to meet in Indiana after 2 weeks. However, the next morning when Maggie and Aaron wake up, they come to know that stubborn Charlie has also left with Miles, which they do not like at all. Now they had no choice left, so Aaron gives Maggie the locket which was given to him by the sister. He also tells that the sister gave him the locket. Grandpa had also asked them to meet a lady who is none other than Chanel's Gracie. Though both of them are still worried about Charlie, they think that he is going fine. Both of them go to find Grace, where they think that Gracie might be the key that can bring back electricity on Earth. On the other hand, when Major Tom is leading his squad towards his base, suddenly they hear a gunshot. On hearing this, they change their route and follow the gunshot. While chasing them, they reach a small house where they come to know that in this Monroe Republic, common people cannot keep their personal guns and ammunition. That is why all the people use crossbows and other weapons and threaten the owner of the house to give them all the weapons in his house. The man feels that he will be killed even if he gives the weapons, so he takes out a gun from his house and shoots a man standing outside. Then Major Tom shoots that man and kills him. After all this, we see a scared Danny. In the next scene at the militia base, we are introduced to General Monroe, who is involved in all these evil things. Monroe asks a man present there about his weapons, but when the man does not answer him, he brutally kills him. After which Mercury goes to another room to his other worker, where we come to know that this is Richard's wife Rachel, whom we believe to be dead. Here Monroe tells Richard that his brother has been killed and Rachel gets very upset on hearing this. Meanwhile, Charlie roams around in the forest all day and finally finds his uncle. Miles was angry with him because he did not listen to him, but when Charlie tells him that her brother had an asthma attack, he calms down. After some time, they see a lot of workers who are pulling the helicopter with their hands. Here it is revealed that General Monroe believes that electricity will definitely come one day and he starts preparing himself for that day. Miles can also find Nora among all these workers. And he tells Charlie that it will be difficult to save her among so many people because many guards here also have sniper rifles, but Miles wants to save his friend at any cost. He makes a plan to save Nora and waits for the night to come, and as soon as it is night, first of all Charlie creates destruction and makes the guards present there run away, then he hides behind the guards there and finally saves Nora and takes her with him, but Nora gets angry with this because she herself had deliberately become a prisoner because she had to steal their rifles. Those snipers have such weapons which are difficult to get normally. After some time, Miles tells Nora that he needs her help to save his niece, for which she immediately goes to him, but in return she asks him for help in stealing a rifle from the sniper, but at this time he had no choice but to agree to Nora. After some time, all three of them go to a nearby hut where they plan to save Nick. Nora simply makes weapons by using gunpowder, which will be used, which means that one of them will have to go to the guard and shoot him. They say that Miles and Nora will easily get caught by them, but Charlie will be their last option. Before leaving from here, Miles tells them that as soon as all the guards are killed, they will take out all the guards. After some time, Charlie puts her weapon inside the sleeve and, pretending to be a lost person, goes to the guards, after which she immediately takes the weapon and goes to the guards and kills them immediately. Before the rest of the guards could do anything, Nora and Miles attack them. After this fight, when they are freeing all the workers, Nora reveals that she had stolen a sniper for her rebels. There, when Grace is typing on her computer in Grandpa's house, a man enters her house and comes in front of her. That man also had the same locket which was releasing his plastic energy. On the other hand, Miles tries to convince Nora to leave the rebels. He tries his best but she refuses. Here we come to know that earlier both of them were a couple, but after the blackout they had to break up. After some time both of them reach the hideout of the rebels where they meet the priest. The priest was happy that Nora has brought sniper guns, but the bad news was that their hideout is still being attacked continuously. When the group reaches the hideout, they find some injured men sitting inside. The priest also tells that out of all these men, one man is missing. On hearing this, Miles immediately asks everyone to leave this place because he believes that the military is interrogating his men and this is the right time to escape from this place. Nora goes to him for this but asks him for 30 minutes because she wanted to heal the injured men. This decision of his proves wrong because after a few minutes Captain Madam appears with the militia. To stop them for some time, Miles sends his best shooter with a sniper up and foils his plan because the sniper sent up injures many people of the militia. Due to this fight, it becomes night. Here inside the basement, Miles and the rest of the people try to make a tunnel with the help of the wall so that they can go from one side to the other, but their plan fails completely because while digging the tunnel in the wall, they Wall starts falling and Miles falls into the pit, due to which all their hard work is wasted. Immediately after this, the sniper sitting on the roof dies, after which Captain Adam and his men enter the basement, but Miles, who is a very good swordsman, knocks down some men and takes Adam captive. Then he locks him in another room and has made very dangerous ways to escape from here, but despite so much being revealed, Miles keeps his focus on killing them. Miles puts a deal in front of them in which he will surrender himself to the Montreux militia, but in return no harm will be done to anyone from his group. For some reason he accepts the deal. Maybe he cares about his life so well. Soon after this Miles is taken to the Monsoon militia. From here the scene goes into flashback where we see the scene of 2 weeks after the blackout when Miles came to Chicago to find his brother and his best friend Monroe was also with him. On the way they meet two men. One man from the gym was beating another man very badly. Being a good person, Miles goes to them and takes out his gun and shoots one of them. After this both the friends help the little man who was saved by the captain, and that is why he respects Miles so much till date, because he saved his life. From here the scene comes back to the present. As Miles was taking the militia to his place, on the way they cross a bridge where suddenly an explosion takes place which shocks everyone, and during this time Nora and Charlie save Miles from them. Before leaving from there they do another explosion so that he gets caught. On the other hand, Maggie and Aaron, who are on a mission to find Grace, finally reach her house. They reach there but there was no one at home because Grace had left the house. Here Aaron, who claims to be an old employee of Google, says that he knows a lot about computers. After this he goes to the basement where he finds Grace's computer, which he finds out that it was recently built, which shows that there was electricity here. However, when he investigates the computer for several hours, he does not find any clue there. Ron gets tired and goes upstairs and shows the computer to Maggie, then her locket starts glowing and a song starts playing in the headphones kept nearby. Maggie's iPhone comes to life, due to which she sees her children after many years. Friends, do not forget to subscribe to our Fox Explainer Hindi channel. And how did you like this Revolution web series till now? Do tell us in the comment box whether the next episode of this series is coming or not.